All right, buckle up. Today, we've got some insane headlines. First, a U.S. congressman just introduced a bill to stop Donald Trump from invading Canada. Yeah, you heard that right.
There's a new bill in Congress that is hoping to stop Trump from forcibly annexing the countries he has his sights on.
Meanwhile, Canada's hitting back at Trump's latest tariff hikes with up to $30 billion in counter-tariffs.
Canada has just announced a series of retaliatory measures, including 25% tariffs on a variety of American goods.
And just when you think global tensions couldn't get any crazier, Russia and Ukraine shocked the world with a ceasefire deal.
Donald Trump's administration has just delivered a breakthrough in peace talks. Ukraine has accepted a 30-day ceasefire proposed by the U.S.
But is this really a step towards peace or just another political move? Let's break it all down. U.S. congressman wants to stop Trump from invading Canada. Yes, this is a real story. A U.S. congressman introduced a bill designed to prevent Donald Trump from invading Canada. Now, last time I checked, Canada wasn't exactly Iraq. So what the hell is this actually about? Either this is political theater or someone knows something we don't. Let's see what he has to say.
While Canada grapples with the uncertainty surrounding U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff threats, Trump said today that there's a simple way to make a trade war go away.
Canada should honestly become our 51st state. We wouldn't have a northern border problem. We wouldn't have a tariff problem. By the way, when you take away that artificial line that looks like it was done with a ruler, and that's what it was. Some guy sat there years ago and they said, rah. Well, when you take away that and you look at that beautiful formation of Canada and the United States, there is no place anywhere in the world that looks like that. It's Greenland, so nice.
Plus Greenland.
And then if you add Greenland, that's even. That's pretty
It's
good.
gonna look beautiful.
Okay, there's a new bill in Congress that is hoping to stop Trump from forcibly annexing the countries he has his sights on. Congressman Seth Magaziner put forward the No Invading Allies Act, which aims to ban funding for the armed forces to engage in operations to invade or seize territory from Canada, the Republic of Panama, or the self-governing territory of Greenland without congressional.
I'm gonna stop it here for a second. Somebody knows something we don't know. Or here's a thought. DTS.
Approval. Democratic Representative
Let me know in the comments below.
for Rhode Island, Seth Magaziner, joins me now. Congressman, it's good to meet you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for the invitation.
I have to ask you about your bill. I have to start there, and it feels almost surreal to ask you about the No Invading Allies Act, a piece of legislation to protect Greenland, Panama, and Canada from the United States. Why did you feel the need to do this?
Well, because President Trump has erratically and irresponsibly been talking about seizing territory from allied nations to the United States. Even in his inaugural speech, I was sitting there in the Capitol Rotunda listening to Donald Trump give his speech right after he was inaugurated back in January. And it was a short moment, but there was a line in his speech where he said that the United States would expand our territory. That has not been the goal of a United States president in over a century, and it was shocking to hear. So listen, do I think that Donald Trump intends to invade Canada by force? I think probably not, but we can't take anything for granted. It's insane that we even have to have this conversation, but I introduced the bill just to send the message that the American people don't want this. The polling has shown that it is tremendously unpopular for the president to be talking about invading or seizing territory from Canada, Greenland, or Panama. It's not what the American people want. But unfortunately, we have a leader in Donald Trump who is unhinged and needs to be reined in. Under the United States Constitution, actually Article 1 of our Constitution, it is Congress and not the president who has the authority to declare war. And through the years, Congress has given presidents a lot of leeway to engage in hostilities for a temporary period of time without specific authorization from Congress. So my bill basically says that Congress needs to reclaim its constitutional authority. We cannot trust Donald Trump with so long a leash.
So, political fear-mongering, or is the U.S. trying to justify future interference? And is Canada really under a threat? Let me know in the comments. I just want to take a second to say something really important. I started this channel 1 month ago after getting pushed out of my job due to a workplace injury, and guess what? They don't want me back. So I'm making this work. No sugarcoating, no corporate bullshit, just telling you how it is. And in just 1 month, we've gained nearly 150 subscribers with close to 100,000 views. That tells me people are hungry for the truth. If you're one of them, hit that subscribe button now and help grow the Hard Truth Canada. One more thing, if you're into camping, off-roading, and adventure content, I also run a separate channel called ExploringXJ, where I take my family into the wild, hit remote trails, and just escape all this nonsense. So if that's more your vibe, check that out too. Now, let's get into today's stories. Trump just cranked up the tariffs on aluminum and steel products from 25% to 50%, and Canada isn't playing nice. Reports say Canada is slapping back with up to $30 billion in counter-tariffs, depending on which source you trust. But here's the thing, trade wars always end with the little guy getting screwed. Canada, this isn't about helping working class Canadians or Americans. This is just about politicians playing chess with the economy.
I am announcing that the Government of Canada, following a dollar-for-dollar approach, will be imposing, as of 12:01 a.m. tomorrow, March 13th, 2025, 25% reciprocal tariffs on an additional $29.8 billion of imports from the United States. This includes steel products worth $12.6 billion and aluminum products worth $3 billion, as well as additional imported U.S. goods worth $14.2 billion for a total of $29.8 billion. The list of additional products affected by counter-tariffs includes computers, sports equipment, and cast iron products as examples. These tariffs are in addition to Canada's 25% counter-tariffs on $30 billion of imports from the United States in response to U.S. tariffs put in place on March 4th.
Canadian officials are not mincing any words in their response to the Trump administration. Listen to this.
This is much more than about our economy. It is about the future of our country. Canadian sovereignty and identity are non-negotiable.
This needs to stop. This is hurtful for workers. This is hurtful for industry. This is hurtful for the competitiveness of North America.
And let's be real, if Canada and the U.S. keep one-upping each other, at what point does economic war start looking like a real one? And finally, after years of bloodshed, Russia and Ukraine have agreed to a ceasefire. Sounds great, right? But here's my question. How many times have we seen a ceasefire that's just an intermission before the next round of executions? So, is this an actual step towards peace or just another political move to reposition the chessboard?
Donald Trump's administration has just delivered a breakthrough in peace talks. Ukraine has accepted a 30-day ceasefire proposed by the US following talks in Saudi Arabia. Zelensky says that Ukraine accepts this proposal, we consider it a positive, and we are ready to take such a step. Now,
I'll pause it here for a second. Russia and Ukraine agreed to a ceasefire. That's great news. But how many times have we seen a truce that was an intermission?
critically, the US has resumed sending military aid to Ukraine and has resumed intelligence sharing. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that the ball is now in Russia's court and the ceasefire would start the moment that Moscow agrees to it.
Today we made an offer that the Ukrainians have accepted, which is to enter into a ceasefire and into immediate negotiations to end this conflict in a way that's enduring and sustainable and accounts for their interests, their security, their ability to prosper as a nation. I want to personally thank, we both want to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Majesty, for hosting us, for making this possible. They've been instrumental in this process, and we're very grateful to them for hosting us here today. And hopefully we'll take this offer now to the Russians. And we hope that they'll say yes, to peace. The ball is now in their court.
So, does this signal real peace, or is there another angle? And who benefits the most? Let me know in the comments.
And but again, the president's objective here is, number one, above everything else, he wants the war to end. And I think today Ukraine has taken a concrete step in that regard. We hope the Russians will reciprocate.
Now, Donald Trump has promised to speak to Vladimir Putin about the proposal, which could happen any day now.
So, what do you guys think? Is this ceasefire legit or just a PR stunt? Is Canada really gearing up for economic war with the US? And serious, why the hell is a US congressman worried about Donald Trump invading Canada? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you value this video, hit that like button and share it. And most importantly, subscribe to The Hard Truth Canada so we can keep this thing growing. And again, if you're into camping, off-roading, and adventure content, check out my other channel, ExploringXJ. That's it for today. Let's see you on the next one.